Okay, so I'm gonna do this tag video now. I already did my intro, which kind of answers some of these questions, but I'm at work and I really wanted to slack off. Plus, I keep watching all your guys' videos, so I'm gonna make another one. My name is Melanie Espinoza. I'm originally from Long Island, New York, but I grew up here in South Florida, the West Palm Beach area. My Hogwarts house. Now, I am Ravenclaw, and I did not realize until I was looking at myself getting ready to film this that I'm wearing my movie Ravenclaw colors of silver and blue. And it's a heavy question about what house you're in, because yes, I am Ravenclaw through and through. But when I take quizzes and everything, my secondary house is Gryffindor. 90% of the people in my life are Hufflepuffs, and I am a huge, huge advocate for being non-discriminatory against Slytherins, because there are a lot of times where I have friends who are just as much involved in the Harry Potter world as I am, or maybe not at all, and they are of course biased against Slytherins because a lot of people have negative opinions of them. And yeah, there are a lot of really shitty Slytherins out there, but there are also decent Slytherins. They just don't talk about them. I mean, most of you guys that I've met through the community, any of you guys who are Slytherins, have all been awesome. So that just goes to show that there should be no house hate. So because of my staunch let's all get along view on the households, I tend to say that I have a Hufflepuff spirit, because I don't think any house is better than the other, and we're all awesome in our own way. My favorite fandoms I kind of already talked about in the other one, so I'm going to talk about different fandoms now. I'm a huge nerd fighter. I love My Little Pony. I already said Doctor Who, Star Wars, Sherlock, Orange is the New Black. Basically anything and everything I love. Now, my OTP is Han and Leia. Without a doubt, they are, to me, like the best couple out there. My BroTP, and now I'm gonna assume that you mean either bromances or girlfriends that are friends as well, because me and my friends were actually having a discussion the other day, because we were talking about BroTP, but what's like the female equivalent of that? You don't want to say HoTP because misogyny. But anyway, so my BroTP would be Alana and Abby from Broad City. That's like an amazingly funny show. I was trying to think about it so that I had an answer, and there is one ship that people do that it doesn't like bother me, but I don't like it because they're from two different movies and two different production companies and just like two different time eras, and so I guess it does kind of bother me. But it's the whole shipping of Jack Frost from Rise of the Guardians and Elsa from Frozen. I don't know why. I don't want to get into it just in case it's for some reason people haven't seen Rise of the Guardians. I don't want to give away spoilers or anything, but I don't think it goes together, and I don't like it. Now, favorite hero and favorite villain, that is a very broad question. But when I think of hero, my automatic thought is superheroes. So I'm just going to go with my all-time favorite superhero. And I will argue until I can no longer speak for my all-time favorite superhero being Superman. He has literally only one weakness. Now, it's unfortunate that his one weakness is so simple and so dumb that it kind of renders him a joke, but with the exception of having kryptonite anywhere near him, he is pretty much the ultimate superhero. Favorite villain is tougher than the hero for me, because for some reason I tend to really like the bad guys. My favorite villain, though, I'm gonna go with one of my top fandoms of Disney and say Ursula. I have always loved her. I want to cosplay as her, but I think it would be much more involved than anything I could do. But I just think she's really cool. How many Leakys have I been to? I have been to Leaky last year, and then Geeky will be my second time going to one of these conventions, but I've been to a few other conventions locally. What first made me decide to go to Leaky/Geeky? I was originally supposed to go to Portland in 2013, but finances didn't work itself out, so I couldn't make it. I first heard about the convention through Nerdfighteria, and I wanted to go ever since then, but I just didn't get around to it until last year was the first time I was like, no matter what, I'm going. My favorite memory from a past Leaky last year was truly magical. Open at the Close was amazing. The getting to meet John Green, and I actually got to stand there and talk to him for a while, and having him tell me that, you know, he recognized me from throughout the day because, well, I guess I should preface this with last year I had shaved my head, and as it grew back I kind of had this like mohawk, faux hawk thing going on. So it wasn't that like weird for him to say that he had noticed me around all day, because I was in the front row of most of his panels and I was a girl with a mohawk and bright red lips. So it was just really awesome. And then I got to tell him the story behind me shaving my head, which was partly inspired by Esther Earl. And I did the St. Baldrick's charity, which is I shaved my head and raised about $1,200 for money to go towards children cancer research. So like that was just a really awesome thing to get to talk to him about. The guest performance or programming that I'm most excited about. I'm excited for everything. I think the top guest that I'm most excited for is Peter Hollins, because I have followed his music on YouTube for quite some time. And the day that they announced he was coming, I was really backed up with work, and I get like all the tweets to my phone and everything. And I was like, I knew that an announcement had come because my friends were texting and going crazy about it, but I just didn't have a chance to see what it was. And I noticed my friends in one of our group texts was like, Melanie, Melanie, in all caps, like, what is going on? I can't believe this. And I was like, dude, calm down. And I scroll through, and when I see that they announced Peter Hollins was coming, I screamed so loud that I scared my coworker, and to the point where she was just like, is everything okay? Like, I had to go for a walk because I was bouncing off the wall, so excited that he was going to be there. So yeah, I think that he's the one that I'm going to be most excited for. And as far as programming goes, there was a panel last year that I actually connected to a couple of people in either this group or one of the other groups that they ran. And it was, oh God, I don't remember the title, but it was about like anxiety, depression, and fandoms, and how the fandom and the fandom community like helps you deal with all those things. And they had the ribbons that said like cosplay is my, damn, I can't even remember any of it now, it's pissing me off, but that was literally like my favorite panel last year. That like as soon as it started, I was just so emotionally raw, and listening to everyone's stories about, from, you know, people who grew up almost paralleling like Harry Potter, that they were treated poorly from their family and they finally got out of that situation, and people who dealt with bullies their whole life and how they've found this community and found these people online that basically prevented them from killing themselves, and all of these like amazing stories that I was just so overcome with that like feeling of oneness within the community. Like I was crying the entire time that we were there, and it was just such an amazing panel. And then I already told one of the organizers that I literally cannot wait for this panel this year. Oh, I remember the ribbon said fandom is my support group. That's what it was, and it's just like that resonates so much with me. My dream programming or dream guest, I don't know. I get excited for everybody. I mean, the ultimate person who... Okay, I know. The people that I would probably be most excited to meet would either be Benedict Cumberbatch or Matt Smith. They're like the two, like... like, I would lose it. I would lose it. So, yeah. Any advice for first-timers or questions? I don't have any questions for this year's con because I feel like I already have a really good idea of what I'm going to... I know everything that happened last year and how to go with the flow and all that. What I would suggest for first-timers is to make sure that you have snacks. Last year, what I discovered was really helpful is just bringing one, like a refillable cup or like a Tervis tumbler or a water bottle. And they have water coolers throughout the con that you can just constantly keep refilling. Most of the rooms even had, you know, the water coolers, so you don't have to buy drinks. But, you know, always have snacks on you, and bring your phone charger with you to the convention center, because even though there's a walkway connecting to the 2 hotels or whatever, sometimes it's really hard to go back. And what I noticed was there weren't a lot of outlets to plug in your phone, but a lot of the sofas throughout the convention center had like the smart panels where you could plug in the USB part, and like 6 or 7 people could be charging their phone while sitting down and having a conversation. So always bring your phone charger with you, because and in addition to having your phone charged, the reason why I say that is because if you constantly check GeekyCon's Twitter page and the different groups on Facebook, people will put, you know, I'm wearing this cosplay, come find me for these ribbons, or impromptu additional pop-up scheduling, you know, and people will do random stuff where you'll get together and you meet there. So it's good to keep checking the social media pages. Cosplaying this year, I already said I'm going to be Jane Lane while my friend's doing Daria. I'm going to be one half of the Purple Parrots from Legends of the Hidden Temple, and Helena with a group that's doing Orphan Black. And the best way to approach me and start a conversation is just to walk up to me. 9 times out of 10, you can hear me before you can see me, because I get really excited, and my friends say that I squawk, and I'm not going to deny it. Sometimes I get really excited, and the synapses in my brain and my mouth, they don't match up, so I'll just start going and like, meh, meh, because I make noises. But I'm fun. You guys, it's gonna be a good time. We're all gonna have fun. Don't hesitate to ask me anything. And I don't mind awkward silences. I think Mia had said in hers how you'll say, oh, I like your cosplay, I like that, and then just there. It's like, you know what? I'm okay with that, because I have a problem sometimes not being able to say anything, and I don't mind having someone who's, you know, not so sure what's going on just stand with me, because they don't want to be alone. So if that ever happens and you want to hang out with me, or you don't want to you don't know where anybody is and you just want someone to go to a panel with, feel free to join me. I love everybody. I'm really nice, and I'll be your friend. God, this is really long, and now I have to work. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.